Back again. Got a slash build to chat with you about, but first check this. Tabletop jump. Getting those landings nice and smooth. This is run cam thumb footage. Stabilized, sort of post processed in gyroflow. You'll see the black edges sort of come in and out of the view. That's just I don't know. That's just how it does it. I could have cropped more, but whatever. But yeah, super fun running this vehicle here, especially on a wet day. It's nice and slippy for it. One thing I learned here, it doesn't take a whole ton of speed to get airborne on a skate park here, so it's interesting too. In FPV, like a lot of these little jumps, you know, they go by so quick you don't even really notice. These jumps I'm running in FPV, I'm driving it in FPV and just sort of recording on my phone. Just caught some of the landings there. And this is a slightly bigger jump, a bit more up than out. Lots of fun, nothing super epic, you know, no moonshots or rocket launches here, just trying to drive smooth and, you know, work a couple of the angles, do some off-camber jumps. It's a good time. Truck was making some funny sounds. The drivetrain sounds a little like unhealthy, and I think it's this slipper clutch here. Seems to be a little off center, maybe the spur gear, so something to work on there. But yeah, now that Sentin's in town, what do we do with the Slash? And what I'm gonna do with it is questionable. I don't know. I don't know if it'll work, but it's gonna be like a medium slow sort of crawl basher, bash crawler, I don't know. And I got a lot of rocks, bedrock around here, and for tighter spaces, you know, stuff like that. And thinking too, like, you know, it could be fun at the skate park still, if it only needs to be like, you know, medium sort of speed. You know, it could work there as well. We'll see. So yeah, first things first, we just work with what we got. So gonna get this puppy set up for more all-terrain use. The one like unique thing about the Slash is the high CG chassis, right? It's almost monster truck style. It's got a ton of clearance underneath, and you know, I think for a lot of reasons, other short course trucks are not made that way. Like it's not good for turning performance or other things, but in a bash or just like all-terrain vehicle, it's pretty good and kind of a unique offering. So I'm just going through the whole vehicle here. You'll see actually the Sentin Mega electronics get installed, so the ESC and motor from that, and we're gonna just start with that and see how we do. So yeah, the general game plan is just gear it down. You know, we're gonna aim for like, I don't know, 25 kilometer an hour sort of top speed, and this vehicle is just a total mishmash now of parts. It's like high CG Slash, it's got the rally arms, and that just makes it a little bit wide or narrower actually, to help get down single track. And it's got the Stampede bumpers, so just to help the, you know, approach angles and whatever. So here we go. Crawling on some rocks. It's actually running monster truck tires right now too, although it turns out those weren't my grippiest. So yeah, I got into the diffs. I rebuilt them for this run. They were running like 500,000 K fluid, and that wasn't quite enough to lock them up sufficiently. So I don't really want them like 100% locked, but I need them more locked than what they were here. So it couldn't go up that well, but it can go down. Okay, so maybe we're just a downhill crawler right now. How many times have you seen that? Only goes down. Real slippy today. I mean, it's cold, wet, so not a ton of bite on these rocks. You know, oh yeah, and we're running a little bit hot. It's actually the 35 turn motor in here right now. The 12 turn came out pretty quick, but it is the Sentin ESC, which is kind of funny. It did okay. The reverse power was trash. It was like reversing at like no power. And then of course, like the whole programming for this sort of situation wasn't great either, because you gotta like double pump the brake. But so we got the gear ratio down to like 1:20, which isn't great. The Traxxas TRX4 is kind of my reference, and the low gear in that is 1:60, so that's a lot lower. And then the high gear is 1:25, so that's still lower than where I was at. So anyhow, back to the shop. Let's rebuild the diffs. And this time we're gonna mash. Oh, the whole timeline's out of order, by the way. So, you know, this is from like before, but whatever. I had to rebuild the diffs, and I stuffed in some earplugs to lock them up. And I also did some testing on Mr. Ramp here and found my grippiest tires. So I figure if they grip that little foot mat, then they'll grip other stuff. I don't know. That was just what I used for my test. These are also my biggest tires, and oh yeah, here you go. If you want to know how I made them, because they're kind of weird, I got an Instagram post on it. They're 2.2 O-Star Hobby Hyrax clones. So mounting 2.2 crawler tires on short course rim. It's actually the rims from the Traxxas Fiesta Rally as well. So, you know, the mishmash runs deep on this one, but it's all Traxxas 10th scale. This is still the Arma Sentin ESC, crawling away. Probably not the best choice for this situation. I got the 1080 on order pretty quick, because I know it's just like a go-to with crawler people, so you know, they're not super expensive, and Amazon brought it in real quick. And it's gonna give me the fair stuff, like, you know, forward reverse without having to double pump the brake to get in reverse, and then the drag brake and all the rest of it, all sorts of tuning options. So just about that control, you know. I think with speed, honestly, this obstacle would still be hard, because it just wants to chuck the front end up. Oh yeah, gotta make sure you can go down still. And then this is almost like a diff test, trying to climb up, just punching the one wheel into the door there to make sure it'll still bring it up, and it's doing just fine. And then the old grassy or leafy pile test. You know, just trying to go through it slow to see, you know, how it deals with this, I guess. It's kind of in the way of my route behind the hedge. So yeah, back to the shop. A few tweaks to make steering angle. Oh my god. I was able to pull a lot more steering angle out of this thing, and I tell you, it makes it a lot easier for indoor driving. Had to switch the hole that the little steering arm was connected to, and then change my endpoints, or yeah, just rework the whole system, and it got turning pretty sharp. It's you know, it's probably pretty bad for the universals, but you know, it's it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, here's the turning circle. Here's that little rug there. That's not super huge. It's getting turned around, and you know, inside the size of the room, anyway. So it made a huge difference. It was probably something I should have tweaked, you know, regardless. But I really maxed it out here. I think having a bit of diff action helps as well. Slides around pretty good on these floors. So it was a bit dusty down there because of the kitty litter. Yeah, these O-Star tires crawling up here, these things no wheel. And we're back on the bench. This with the 1080 now. 35 turn motor, 1080. And yeah, the, you know, seemed to have a bit finer control in it. Felt like it had more grip, just because you didn't, you know, you could, I presume, apply finer amounts of power. So yeah, FPV setup's next. Chassis doing its thing. Don't know what I'll do for body. I think, you know, this one might just be like pure robot. Like, who cares? Alright, that's what I got for you today. Jibber RC out.